The dream train.
Before, no help on that run. Looks to be about a second faster on his first run.
We have our power inverter to our hot dog maker. We'll see. Oh boy. Alright, we gotta motivate the buns. We'll see. Hey, it sounds like. Alright.
Well, I said we should just wait till it pops and see what happens.
We'll see what happens. So, the finished product. They're not too bad. It got a little cooked. Pretty good. Alright, I thought this was going to be an easy fix, but it turns out it's much worse than I thought. So, look in here, underneath, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so, right, this is my caliper right here. There's this bolt here that goes there, and I actually have that bolt with me. It's a 10 mil right here, and I just took that one out. But the reason I took it out was to get the sizing for it, because what's not good is if I go from the top here, looking in, that's another spot where the 10 mil is supposed to go. So this is the caliper. That hole's supposed to hold this, and obviously it's gone. So that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to, upside down. Yeah, sorry. So I'm gonna have to talk and figure out like how to fix that. So I'm gonna have to go find another 10 mil socket. So, oh yeah, not an easy fix, but hope you enjoyed the video and keep you guys posted. Hey everyone, so I got the 2 bolts for the bracket. It was a bitch to find. Mazda dealership was closed, so luckily Advanced Auto surprisingly actually had the bolts I needed. So now I'm just gonna show you how we take off the bracket, and we're probably gonna have to take off the caliper with the pads because the emergency brake line gets in the way of putting these in. And offset screwdrivers kind of work, but it's kind of better to be able to get a real socket in there. So we're gonna lift the car up and see what we got. wheels. Alright, so this is the bracket, comes off. Again, like I was saying, so you probably can't see, but this bolt has to go back here, but the emergency brake line is in the way. And again, an offset screw would probably get in, but, or sorry, an offset wrench would probably get in, but just to make it a little easier on ourselves, we're just going to take the caliper off. So the easiest way to do that is to first, and again, this is for Mazda 3s, but this will probably work for most cars. This almost works for every car. So start by taking a screwdriver, flathead, and you don't cut yourself. Take off a tab, and a tab. And what these do is these are the pistons for the, these are the pistons for the brakes that actually clamp them. So what we got to do is we got to get an Allen wrench back there and take it off. Now, the best one to use, I'm pretty sure, is a 7mm. Let's see what we got. Pretty sure it's a 7. Yeah, it's a 7. Alright, so just get back there. Ooh. Luckily, I just replaced these rotors and brakes, which is kind of the reason why I think the bolt came off in the first place. So luckily, these will be nice and easy to take off. You shouldn't have to re-lube them or anything. And if you keep twisting, they're not going to come out all the way. They're just going to screw a bit, and then what you got to do is just got to grab it and pull it off. So there, that's what moves the pads back and forth. So we're going to make sure we've got to keep those clean. There we go. Alright. And now, brought it to another Mazda thing. It's kind of funky. You got to get these taken off. And they're kind of weird. They're basically just pins, and you usually want to start on one side and pull it off on the other. If you have caliper paint, this kind of sucks because it just takes it off. Whew, there we go. Yeah, they're tricky. I don't know what the best way is to get those off, but I just wiggle about. Eventually they come off, so that's that. So now, we should be able to take the whole caliper. Alright, cool. So this is the actual caliper, and that's a piston, and that's going to pull the brakes in and out. And then all of your caliper and brakes sit on this bracket that sits here. And again, we normally wouldn't have had to take this off, but there was that emergency brake. So now, you put this on that way. And we get our fancy new bolts. And yeah, luckily nothing's in our way now. And the bolts just go right in, so you just got to get the right side socket and they'll be right in. Just had to check again, I couldn't remember. So on a Mazda, here are your brake pads. And these are really not, mine are still pretty darn new because I just got them for autocross this year, but the one with the spring for Mazdas, that goes on the inside. Those just fit on like that. Now normally when you do this, especially with Mazdas, this piston on the caliper, you have to push that back because if you're replacing new pads or new rotors, the rotors are going to be thinner, which means this is going to be pushed out more, and the same with the pads, it's going to be pushed out more because it has more air distance that it has to go to squeeze. So normally you would have to get in either a special tool or even a C-clamp for certain applications works to push that piston back. But luckily for us, we're not actually replacing pads and rotors. We were just putting new bolts on. So this should, in theory, go right back on, which it does. Really nice. So now that's all back in. All we got to do now is put that thingy back on, put on our other thingies, piston or sliding bolts, and we got to put the caps back on. So we'll start with the sliding bolts, and they're both the same. So luckily you can just push them in, make sure they're lined up. And again, this is going to be our 7 mil, which I lost apparently. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so before, where this caliper was moving about because only one bolt was holding, now I can't even get it to move. So luckily now all we gotta do is put the wheel back on and we're all set. Now for this part, what we want to do is, personally I like to do 30 foot-pounds on each, and then drop the car a bit, put on 50, drop the car the whole way, and do 80 foot-pounds. Alright, thanks again everyone, hope you enjoyed these videos, and hopefully next time we'll see you all out there. Have fun, and be safe.